No, I was asked if I was Ethiopian. Not once.
What?
Not once, but twice. Mine was Turkey one time.
I had Arab once for some reason.
Really?
Yeah.
Everyone tends to think I'm French or Spanish or South American usually.
I actually don't really get that.
Really?
I mean, I guess
You could pass off as like French, maybe.
maybe when I grow my mustache, I probably could be Frenchman.
Mexico, like some sort of Latino.
Mexico.
How about you?
I wouldn't say a country, but usually it's like South America or something.
Oh, that's a hard question.
Uzbekistan.
Does that make sense?
That makes sense?
It does actually, yeah. I got a lot of Chinese, Malaysian, Singaporean, and Japanese. For me, I got Nepal, strangely enough, in an airport one time. And then Indian, but then I guess that's close enough to Pakistani Indo. So I kind of let that guy off. I was like, okay.
Always being called bule. For example, I identify myself as someone from Jakarta. I'm from Jakarta. I was raised here, but somehow a lot of people like don't accept that because I do already feel like I'm a part of this, Jakarta community. But my passport doesn't say so, so therefore I am not.
Basically just having people like talk about how I look, like my face. Yeah, wajahnya lebih bule ya, and I'm like, cheers guys. Like this is my face. Like it's Indonesian, but yeah, that it is what it is, I guess.
For me, being put in a box. Yeah. Oh, you look more Asian, so you must look more like your mom. Or your English is so good. Like, do they speak English in New Zealand? I'm like, I'm not Indonesian here. But you're not fully Dutch. Yeah, and I'm not fully Dutch at all. So it's just like hanging, They were just floating. Floating. Yeah, that's it. People mistakenly thinking that I'm sombong because of the fact that I didn't speak fluent Indonesian at that time. Every day at school we use English, right? And then because my dad he's half, but then also at home we speak English. So we speak Indonesian only when we meet the bigger family again.
Or your helpers at home as well, like.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people have like pre-embedded knowledge filters that if you're not full Indonesian, then you don't know the language, therefore you don't care about the culture, which is completely a misconception. I think like one of the most annoying things is like actually like before you even get to know the person, there's like a 5 or 10 minute conversation describing your ethnicity as if that dictates like who we are as human beings, right?
That's another thing.
Like rather than passions or interests or what drives you, it's like, oh, I come from a list of countries.
And then they would say, why is your accent American? Or what kind of accent is that? Where are you from? But you don't look American, but what? Like you have that as well. Sometimes they get surprised that we speak Indonesian. We're Indonesian. Yeah. So it's like, well, I thought you were this.
I feel with this accent, I'm like the most failed Australian ever.
People talking about you like right next to you, and they think you don't understand.
Yeah.
Excuse me, makosun.
And they went completely wild.
They were just like,
Just immediate like judgment that you are different. I would treat you differently.
Do you ever get those like questions where when they ask like, I'm gonna pulang kampung, and then I'm like, what kampung? I'm like, I grew up here. I'm Japanese, Japanese.
Nice.
Yeah, they always ask that.
Yeah.
It's like
And I keep telling them,
I live here.
Yeah, there is no kampung for me there.
What? You live here? What do you mean you live here? You're not from here.
Well, for me personally, I feel like when I'm here, I don't feel like I'm truly an Indonesian, even though I feel like I'm just as Indonesian as anyone else. But when I'm in America, it's the same way. I don't feel like I'm truly an American. I feel like I'm just kind of floating in between worlds. So it's like, what's my identity? I don't know.
Sometimes I feel like maybe I can't connect with people who are fully Indonesian sometimes because of there's that difference. But same with like people who are fully American. I don't feel like I can connect with them completely either. So there's a mix.
Yeah.